Hey folks, Gary Bunza here, the RV Doctor, continuing at the 97th International Convention in Perry, Georgia. I'm with Zach from Good Stuff RV. Zach, good to see you.
Gary.
How you doing?
Doing great, and yourself?
Tell me what you have right here in front of us.
So this is a really unique product. This is the only fuel treatment on the market that's designed with the RV in mind. We know the RV has a really unique life cycle. It runs really hard and heavy for a couple of days, and then it sits for weeks, sometimes even months. And modern fuel really does a disservice to the RV. But with the Good Stuff, we can upgrade that fuel and take care of the engine and the generator for the long run.
Now, when you say fuel, are we talking both gasoline and diesel?
Yeah, so we have a gasoline treatment and a diesel treatment.
Okay.
And they're both different fuel types, and they require different chemistries to treat, which is why we have one for each.
Well, give us a little example of how it actually works.
Yeah, so for our diesel treatment, let's talk about lubrication. So we know when the EPA decreased sulfur content of diesel fuel, they also decreased diesel's natural lubrication. So we can lubricate the engine, and really what's important is the upper cylinder. It's the hottest part of the engine, and most oils burn off before they reach the top of the cylinder.
Gotcha.
This is a high temp oil, which makes its way all the way through the exhaust stroke and doesn't burn off until it reaches the combustion chamber. And the same thing for the gasoline as well.
Okay, now for the gasoline, how does that, does basically the same thing?
The same thing, but the gasoline also has ethanol protection in there. So we know 90% of gasoline nowadays has ethanol in it. And ethanol can put a lot of gunk in our engines and even attracts water. So that can also cause corrosive damage to our engines.
Oh, absolutely.
And this will prevent that from happening by preventing the ethanol from interacting with the water.
Could you explain in layman's terms how that actually works?
So the treatment surrounds the ethanol molecules and prevents the water from coalescing with the ethanol.
Gotcha.
And keeps the water from colluding with itself and forming larger molecules that can then drop out and settle on the bottom of your tank and then cause even more corrosive damage to your fuel system.
That's why you see a lot of rusted out gas tanks, right?
Yeah, that'll prevent this from happening.
That is really interesting. Now, how did this come about? How did this product come around?
That's a great question. So my dad was in the RV
I only asked
industry.
the great questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's in the distribution business, in the parts business, and he noticed that he himself had to replace his carburetor a couple times, and he noticed that every industry has a fuel treatment designed for that industry, but the RV did not have something to meet the unique needs of the RV. And the RV tends to have heavier loads and higher pressures that most modern fuel treatments can't keep up with.
Stop and go, you're driving for 2 days, then you stop for a week, then you're driving a hard 3 days again.
Exactly. And then two, you have really heavy loads. You got a whole house behind your chassis. So you want to make sure you have something that'll hold up to those heavy demands of your engine.
So Zach, where is this actually bottled and put together?
So this is all mixed in my hometown of Tampa, Florida. It's mixed and bottled locally in Tampa.
Outstanding. So it's domestically made?
Yeah, made in America.
Made in the USA. There you go. And now how can people find out more information?
So we have a website, goodstuffrv.com, and you can also come to any of the FMCA rallies. We're usually here.
Oh, great.
And we'd love to talk to you and share a little bit more with you.
There you go. Zach, I really appreciate this. This is very interesting. So it's a fuel treatment, folks, dedicated to the RV's engines, not just basically to the industry, but basically to the RV specific, and that's something that's brand new.
Yeah.
Zach, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gary.
Nice chatting with you.
Thank
As we continue on from the 97th International Convention from Perry, Georgia.